2023年度嘅墨爾本盃23匹參戰馬入晒閘，隨時起步啦，準備。好啦，一起步嘅時候咧，咁睇下邊匹出得快啲啦。咁啊，近內檔嗰邊喎，似乎神奇湖就出得快少少嘅。咁啊，跟住出嚟咧，潘頓都想騎前啲啊，隻超程你騎咗2步啊，見到咯。內檔嘅蛇文石啦，睇下帶唔帶頭啦。咁啊，外檔埋緊嚟咧，好多馬嘅。未來歷史啦，出邊咧仲有確實啦，大外檔嗰邊信誓旦旦啦，呢6匹馬比較前啲嘅。跟住嗰啲後邊仲有麒麟步啊，然之後咧攝咗埋去有遮擋位置咧，煙遠長啦。咁啊，近內檔嗰邊咧就攻守有道，唔太後嘅啫，喺佢後邊就搭金行嚟嘅，然之後馬群中間紅衫就軍武，咁啊再後啲嘅馬啦，先見到喺內檔嗰邊就阿倫克爾啦，中間就奇合本色啦，甜帥哥跟住佢哋嘅，咁啊喺隻煙遠長嘅隔離咧，同彩依白帽嗰匹咧就安心跑嚟嘅，內檔嘅不戰而勝攝咗埋去，再跟住個馬咧仲有咧就破空極光啦，咁再後啲位置喺內檔嗰邊呢，一對同彩衣嘅馬咧，暫時咧就見到咧全神全色嘅內檔即係深思谷啊，咁喺尾嗰3匹啊，咁啊暫時咧編劇才子啦，同埋快手出招啦，包緊尾咧就前循環嚟嘅，好啦。過第一次終點啦，轉第一個彎嘅時候啦，前邊咧帶緊頭咧蛇文石啊，個個都唔放啊，佢自己放啦。咁啊守住第2位走到上嚟咧，就未來歷史啊上咗啲啊。咁啊內檔嗰邊咧就暫時咧就見到咧就呢隻嘅神奇湖手彎咗第3個出閘最快就佢嘅。然之後啦個零馬位之後就信誓旦旦。咁再跟住個馬啦，內檔嗰邊咧就攻守有道啦，望下幾大都霸住條欄啊。外檔騎上咗啲咧，仲有呢麒麟步嘅。咁啊中間就確實啦，咁啊潘頓啊呢隻超程你守喺第8位都走過3位㗎啦。咁啊喺佢內側啊2匹同彩衣嘅馬，黑帽嗰匹就煙遠長嚟嘅，咁啊內檔嗰邊就搭金行啦。然之後個馬仲有軍務啦，咁啊再跟住咧先見到咧就阿倫克爾嚟嘅，咁再跟住喺佢哋後邊咧仲有咧就甜帥哥啊，內檔嗰邊啊不戰而勝，暫時佢走守喺內檔嗰邊喎嚇。咁再跟住個馬咧先見到咧喺外檔啲嘅咧，仲有咧就呢匹嘅安心跑啦，佢都幾後位置㗎啦。然之後一對同彩衣嘅馬暫時都冇變㗎，深思谷啦，同埋咧就呢隻嘅全神全色啦。咁啊暫時後啲嘅馬咧都仲係快手出超啊，編劇才子啊，善循環咁啦。好啦，咁都已經跑咗咧成接近咧2000米咁滯㗎啦。前面帶緊頭咧仲係蛇雲石嘅，跟住個第2位上到嚟就麒麟步喎，伏咗喺第3咧就未來歷史啦。咁啊拍住佢咧，仲有咧就呢個神奇湖啊。個零馬位之後咧望下好定嘅啫，攻守有道啊。咁啊跟住佢嘅馬就潘頓咯嚇，見到咧就呢個超程你暫時喺個第7位度咧，呢個位都幾輕鬆㗎。咁喺佢內側咧仲有咧就喺佢後邊少少位置啦，仲有咧就阿倫克爾搭金行都上咗啲㗎啦。跟住就有軍務嘅，然之後走出外檔嘅奇合本色啦，然之後當湧出外檔好多馬湧緊出去啦，咁仲有嗰啲甜帥哥啊轉緊位啦，咁啊中間見到嗰啲醒威企咧喺度等緊機會嘅，好啦一路轉緊彎啦，向住最後直路進發嘅時候啦，前邊咧就未來歷史咧呢度出咗嚟先喎嚇，咁但係一對莫威利嘅話，哇潘頓嗰隻好犀利啊，呢隻超程你撳住都上咗嚟啊，咁啊中間咧就攻守有道嚟嘅，然之後上緊嚟嘅馬咧信誓旦旦啦，走外檔上咧不戰而勝喎，然之後咧喺後邊就軍務都上咗啲嘅，最後嘅時候啦，前邊咧隻不戰而勝咧，哇呢度咧已經拍到上嚟啊，鬥緊隻超程你㗎，後邊上緊嚟嘅馬咧，中間都上埋嚟咧，仲有咧就啲深思谷啊，但係前面不戰而勝，哇睇個勢，20年之後咧第1匹啊，可以先捧個口菲爾德杯，再捧墨爾本杯係你啊，不戰而勝，深思谷第2、第3名上到嚟喺外檔咧就醒威奇啊，第4名咧得甜帥哥因為超程你啦。結果不戰而勝，薛海華冇揀錯馬，放棄咗搭金行，騎咗佢，先捧口菲爾德杯，再捧墨爾本杯啊！深思谷就衝一段上嚟都唔錯啦，都但係冇辦法贏到呢場賽事嘅。
哇！真係好難破啊！
零起飛人到而家啦，已經啊咁啊，相隔咗差唔多22年啦，咁啊不戰而勝，咁啊今日咧早段好快蝕咗埋去啊，咁啊一衝過晒。深思谷起步都冇咁慢啦，已經你見到啊出閘啊，咁啊但係都冇辦法啦，以盡所能啊攞翻第2。
始終佢喺內檔嗰度等咗好耐位啊，莫倫拉，好有心機跑喎，深思谷。
嗱佢變速力唔夠，就係不戰而勝嘅，呢隻係好強啲加速力㗎。上屆跑13，今屆就贏啦。
咁啊今屆亦都非常之當鋭啊！
莫雅就爭啲喎，翻到嚟都停晒喎。
你呢度咧不戰而勝嘅已經望空啊！你見到莫雷拉嗰隻仲喺馬林中間仲揾緊位嘅。
而家揾到，
係呢度先揾到出嚟，同埋加速力都唔錯嘅，不過就前面嗰隻已經走甩咗啦，已經。
好啦，不戰而勝啊！薛海華咁啊，贏完考杯再贏捧墨爾本杯啊！睇翻個賽事重播啦。
入晒就企得喺度等緊機會嘅。好啦，一路轉緊彎啦，向住最後直路進發嘅時候啦，前邊咧就未來歷史咧呢度出咗嚟先喎咁但係一對莫威利嘅話，哇潘頓嗰隻好犀利啊！呢隻超程你撳住都上咗嚟啊！咁中間咧就攻守有道嚟嘅，然之後上緊嚟嘅馬咧信誓旦旦啦，走外檔上咧不戰而勝喎。然之後咧喺後邊就軍武都上咗啲嘅，最後馬嘅時候啦，咁前邊咧隻不戰而勝咧，哇呢度咧已經拍數上嚟啊，鬥緊隻超程你㗎，後邊上緊嚟嘅馬咧中間都上埋嚟咧，仲有咧就啲深思谷啊！但係前面不戰而勝，哇！睇個勢，20年之後咧，第一匹啊，可以先捧個考菲爾德杯，再捧墨爾本杯，係你啊！不戰而勝，深思谷第2、第3名上到嚟。
暫定嘅賽果啊，3號、6號、14、11啊。
But he's a very funny horse to deal with, and he's a real one-on-one sort of horse. But I'm blessed that he chose me, and I love him. I can't help it.
Well, you go get him. Go give him a big hug.
Thank you so much.
Sam Friedman's with us. He's currently on the phone to his father, Anthony, who.
係啦，咁頭先問
菲德文
問個助手先啦。
To train a horse to win a Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup double. You've just had a chat to your father, who's, of course, been attached to victory in this great race previously, but is watching on perhaps from his lucky spot on the Mornington Peninsula this afternoon. What was Dad's words?
That was actually Lee. Just don't want to put a collar on it, but he rang straight away just to say, well done. No, credit to the old man. He's been incredible through all of this. He went up to Queensland, looked after the horse, and he won 2 up there, and straight away, we set our sights on coming down here. There's lots of little moments. I'm a lot younger, so I get a little bit worked up at times, and Dad's pretty cool, calm and collected, so he's just been the constant throughout. All the staff at home, Elise, who heads up our Pinecliff stable, Steve Adams, who's Flemington, Brad Taylor, all the team behind the scenes. It's a lot of work goes into this sort of result, and they all deserve it.
How pivotal was Queensland to setting up what we've seen in his amazing spring?
Oh, look, it was very important. I mean, he was pretty fierce up in Queensland. He was pretty aggressive, and you saw that when he won over 9 furlongs. Backed it up with a Q22 romp, and he ran a good race in the Underwood. But Queensland really set him up. He was fit and well, and I think with a horse like him, an older horse, we went to put him in the paddock for a week. He was running the fence, so he came straight back in after a couple of days. He just loves his work. This horse genuinely loves his work. He pins his ears back every time you work him. Just a good, genuine galloper, and yeah, massive thrill.
How much work was required going back 12 months once you took over training after he'd run 13th in the race last year for Simon and Ed Crisford? Was there a bit of work to get him to fully acclimatise to the Australian conditions?
Oh, no, look, the horse arrived in really good condition. He ran in the Melbourne Cup, and the wet ground really cost him there. He runs the trip strongly, but he travelled on the 400 last year and just didn't get through the ground. Ed was really good at filling me in about what the horse was like. Unfortunately, we had to miss the Zipping Classic after the Cup last year. But yeah, look, he's right back, and I might go meet the horse. It was brilliant.
Yeah, go meet him in the gates. Well done.
Cheers.
What a moment for...
好，睇個預計派賽先啦。跑第1名咧，3號不戰而勝嘅獨贏派96蚊，位置派21個半。第2名6號深思谷，位置派21個半。第3名14號醒威企，位置派264個半。第4名11號安心跑，位置派71蚊。連贏3搭6 422蚊。2重彩3號6號868蚊。3重彩3、6、14 11,678蚊。單鐵係派35,395蚊。位置 Q 3搭6 140蚊。3搭14 1,314蚊。6搭14 1,980蚊。菲特文贏得多啊，墨爾本杯啊，咁啊到而家細佬菲特文同阿仔菲文敦菲敦文啊，咁啊係啊，贏呢個墨爾本杯4連環3、61、14啊，182,690蚊。4重彩係留意翻啦，又係爆冷啊，咁啊所以每1蚊派啊，501,674個9。
咁係冷啲係成威期咯，其實安心跑都係範圍，一啲人都會揀得到佢。
都冷㗎，其實都。
好啦，咁頭先啊，即係見到馬房嘅助手先啦，都好多謝成個家族成員啊 ，Anthony 又好 ，Sam 又好，咁多謝埋各個嘅單位啦，隻馬都真係好有狀態。咁頭先亦都問埋啊菲敦文啊 Sam 啦，咁都提到 冇錯啊！今年嗰個進程隻馬嚟到呢個即係秋季嘅嘉年華，春季嘉年華嘅馬係在狀態嘅。咁木下錦標揾場 lead up 去跑，上次考菲德杯跑得好好，所以都期望呢場跑得好。咁都話就講到薛海華啊，即係最後都係應承揀啱我哋嘅咗，其實非常之興奮嘅。咁亦都提到就上年嗰個進程啦，即係都缺陣咗可能啲 classic 嘅賽事啦，跑完墨爾本杯都要留意下今屆即係跑完之後咧會唔會再去挑戰下嚟緊即係當地啦嗰個秋季嗰個嘉年華賽事啦。
而家連馬師唔同咗啦，落咗地啊，咁啊亦都多謝馬主啊，想要啊，擺隻馬落嚟，其實帶一批馬落嚟嘅，即係去澳洲嗰邊啊，咁啊，但係呢隻都最好成績啦。尾場仲有㗎，隻富城詩人啊，都係呢件衫。頭
先3屆退出咗，
係啦。
但係我哋轉播成日都見呢件衫。
即係佢帶一批過嚟，不過就冇賣走㗎嘛，呢啲啊就攞過嚟澳洲跑。
講咗呢個今屆其實即係今年都大豐收嘅。
咁啊，菲特文啊最巴閉啦，當年有個4屆啊，寧夏、多利明士啊、大花，而家到啊菲特文啊兩父子，
而家仔都得。
因為而家菲特文去咗昆士蘭練馬啊，即係嗰啲細倉自己搞啊，咁啊呢邊就墨爾本接手咗，
有少少就半退休嘅感覺。
係咯，即係玩下啦。
係啦。
Fight this year. Tell us how you got it done from 16 like that.
My whole objective, I thought that my biggest opposition was my horse himself. You know, he can be quite keen, and he gave me a lot of. I went and worked him the other day, and he was keen. And so I go on the gates, he was relaxed, and I thought, oh, this is a good sign. But I always wanted to go to. If I could find the fence at any stage, he's a horse that relaxes much better on the fence. And when it came up, I knew I was back a fair way, but when you're on the fence, it always seems to chug forward a bit, you know. So slowly I gained ground by one up the inside, and. Said before, I was following Alan Kerr, but had Ollie on, so there's a tick. Gold Trip was in front of me, that's a tick. Ryan Moore's in front of him, that's a tick. So I think I can stay here as long as I can. I'll wait for these three, excellent jockeys to start making their moves. I'm going to follow them. So I did. Joe make it off. Ollie probably didn't have the horse, and then all of a sudden I started to travel. And he's a horse that, lucky, like a lot of stages you've got to get up him, but on a horse like him who's got to turn a foot, you can just sit there and you can take needle eyes. And I just managed to smoke up right behind the right horses. Poor old Gold Trip, he was only going just, I got up inside him. I think it was Vauban or Purton, I don't know, I'd lost focus by this time. But it was opening up, and I was getting the front early, but I just knew, I thought there's just no way on earth anything's coming from behind me, and boom, away we went.
How do you compare the two? And has this one got a little bit of relief attached to it, given how agonising the decision would have been to get off Gold Trip?
I suppose a little bit. I mean, your first Melbourne Cup, you can never compare to that ever, you know, because you just don't believe it's ever going to happen. And I always said, I think winning one helps you a lot, because I come into a race today and I thought, putting aside all the choosing and all that, I knew I was on a good horse, but when you win one, you know, a lot of jockeys strive their lifetime to win one, and you can go in thinking, this might be my chance, this might be a chance. But when you won one, you go, if I stuff it up, there's one at home in the cabinet anyway. So, you know, you afford that little bit of luxury. But like I said, to change horses and get a little bit of flack about my choice. I'll give it to me down the race here today, actually. And for it to pay off, it's justified. And, you know, just thanks to my manager, Reece Murphy, Mark Hunter helps me form, like guys that helped me sway the right way. And, you know, I'm really happy and very, very appreciative.
While the decision to ride without a fight in the Cup is only a little over a week old, did you get a sense from him during the Queensland winter that he was going to be capable of springboarding like he has?
Yeah, for sure. He's winning the Q22, I think it's called, he pulled my arms out the whole way and still, you know, let loose. And I remember coming in and saying his win was extraordinary. And my wife said, you never say anything like that about horses. You always downplay it. And I said, well, it was. And my whole thing was I didn't think he would get 2 miles because he was too keen. I actually said, aim him for the Cox Plate because he won't pull as hard. But to their credit, he came back such a more relaxed horse. And the way he went round today, you wouldn't even know and compare him to the horse of the winter. He was so relaxed in the run. I just spent nothing until probably the 800.
A bit of colour coordination going on today?
I'm much more composed this time, so I had some time to breathe. I love you. So proud.
All right, thank you.
Mark, a special moment. We'll let you go and enjoy it, but you're now part of history, just the 12th horse to do the Cup stubble.
Thanks, Nigel. Cheers.
Willie Mullins joins me. Willie.
啦，墨爾本杯亦都復榜完畢啦。咁跑第一名嘅3號不戰而勝嘅杜寧派96蚊，位置派21個半；第二名6號嘅深思谷，位置派21個半；第3名14號醒威記，位置派264個半；第4名11號嘅安心跑，位置派71蚊；連贏3搭6派422蚊；二重彩3號6號派868蚊；三重彩啦364派110678蚊；單 T 係派35395蚊。 位置 Q 3搭6 140蚊，3搭14 1314蚊，6搭14 1980蚊。4連環啦，3、6、11、14嘅派182690蚊。4重彩3、6、14、11啦，咁啊留意翻每1蚊派啊，派501674個9。孖寶嘅頭關13次關3蚊3635蚊，安維再搭6號629個半。賽事完成時間啦，3分18秒37。頭馬人2碼2.25馬位，2碼人3碼半嘅馬位。
好啦，薛海華咁頭先都提到隻馬係好放鬆啊，最緊要，因為喺沙圈係有少少即係可能人群多啲啦，緊張啲，但係跑落去成個過程咧好放鬆嘅。咁啊主持人都問到佢啦，咁啊2屆嘅真係墨爾本杯冠軍喎，有冇話即係點樣同隻搭金行去對比咧？薛海華就唔可以比較，始終嗰隻係第一次贏到即係墨爾本杯嘅馬匹啦。今次揀啱嘅座騎咁都係多謝幕後團隊啊、經理人等等，咁都話到即係連續2屆贏到墨爾本杯，當然係好興奮嘅。咁睇下真係啦，學練馬師話齋嚟緊呢個即係當地嗰邊嘅秋季會唔會可以密密咁上陣啊？
啱啊，追下大佬啦，大佬贏5屆啊，菲特文啊嘛，而家第一次啫啊，菲特文啊，咁當然啊歷史上就杯王金明斯啊，贏咗12次係最多啦，墨爾本杯。好啦。
To be honest, Eddie, it was a pretty easy watch from a long way out. You know, Mark couldn't have ridden him any better. He pulled the right rein in selecting the horse to ride earlier in the week, and he pulled the right rein at every opportunity there in the run. So, look, he's a high-class animal. A great credit to the team back in the Northern Hemisphere who bred him. I'd like to make mention of the Crisfords who obviously trained him in the early part of his life, and to Anthony and Sam Freedman to pull this off for their owner is an amazing result.
And to make sure the horse stayed here for one more year after last year with the wrong conditions, been justified, haven't you?
No doubt, and that was a decision that Sheikh Mohammed Obeid took himself, and he takes great interest in Australian racing. He's got a really strong relationship with Sam, and he'll be delighted with this result, and all congratulations go to him.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Well done. And now, ladies.
好啦，啱啱聽完啊，馬主經理人代表咁啊，講個大隻馬過嚟跑，咁都交到成績嘅結果都話贏咗下菲德杯，再贏埋墨爾本杯。
咁多謝嘅單位都幾多㗎嚇，即係前期嘅練馬師都有多謝啦。
咁啊，更加即係前期練馬師係記事福㗎啦嚇，咁啊，佢今年都帶阿馬嚟㗎，風東來都跑得唔錯㗎。好，三寶啦，就係最後3場咯喎，5、6、7啊，截止投注時間12點50分。馬 T 咧就第2口啊，呢口就係5、6場啦，12點50分啊，截止投注時間。阿爸唔見喎，菲德文，阿仔喺度。
And I'm sure he's raising a glass of Penfolds as we speak. Congratulations. Can I just get your first thoughts? You're a winning Melbourne Cup trainer and your family has dominated since the early part of last century.
Yeah, look, it's very special. You know, we've had a rich family history with my great-great-grandfather, I think that's right.
I think you might have had one extra great in there.
Yeah, maybe one more, who was a jockey and rode 3 Melbourne Cup winners. Obviously, Lee had an amazing history with the race. You know, I was here in 2005 when Makybe Diva won her 3rd. And, yeah, it feels pretty special to be up here. You know, the team at home, they've done a terrific job with this horse. He's really been thriving. So, a big team effort from everyone. And big thanks to his owner, Sheikh Mohammed Obeid, who, you know, entrusted us with this horse, and he's done it.
It has been an amazing training performance, though. Last year, conditions not right, as we mentioned. To have the courage to keep the horse here and set it for the Caulfield Cup, to then win the Melbourne Cup, and for it to all fall into place and get Mark Zahra on board is pretty amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad Mark's stuck. He gave it a freak of a ride today. But look, yeah, it has been. The horse is pretty extraordinary. And I will say, you know, last year when he ran, the ground wasn't to suit, and he was up on the speed. You know, and we were given this horse in terrific order, and, you know, we've just been able to point him in the right direction. Mark's built a really good rapport with him. I think he'll probably stick with him for his future preparations. Hopefully, we won't have much conversation about that. But just hugely exciting and just proud of the whole team.
Congratulations, mate. Enjoy the spoils of success. You're the trainer of the 2023 Lexus Melbourne Cup. Sam Freedman. Well done, Sam.
好啦，即係個歷史嘅名冊度咧，再留下就菲頓文家族嘅名稱啦。因為呢個係最細嗰個仔嚟嘅，菲頓文阿 Sam 啊，其實而家都係先係27歲，都轉28歲啦。咁後生就可以捧走呢個墨爾本杯啊！咁主持人都提到啦，就即係講隻不戰而勝，點樣可以谷起個狀態？因為上年個狀態嘅進程咧，真係唔係咁好。咁其實即係練馬師個部署都係循序漸進啦，先即係跑2場嘅呢級賽事跑得唔錯，獲下錦標，咁翻到嚟考菲爾德杯，咁都係全靠即係成個幕後團隊啊！咁聽埋薛海華啦。
This year, you're a man for all seasons, aren't you?
Yeah, I reckon you declared me a brave man picking the weather so far out last week, but you know, you get it right, even a bloke clock's right twice in a day, so it worked out to my favour.
Okay, you've settled down a little bit. Take us through your thoughts and just when you thought you had this race won.
Well, my main worry was him pulling so hard. I thought when people asked me the biggest opposition, I said it's actually himself by being too keen. Came out the barriers cold, and he's a horse that settles much better on the fence, tucked away with all the horses around him. So I got him to the fence, and he went to sleep straight away. I was following 3 great jockeys actually. I was following Damien Oliver, James McDonald, and Ryan Moore. And you know, even if their horse doesn't take them as far as what you think, they'll get you where you need to go in a race. And I knew they would, and the inside just kept sort of chugging up. And in Melbourne Cups, you just start to see them drop off in the 1,000, they start to fall. So it's all about plotting the right path. And I got to where I want to be, and I got right up behind Gold Trip and Vauban. And when I knew I could get up inside Gold Trip to get clear air, I thought, last year I got a scare at the 200, at the 400 I thought, I'm just home here.
Yeah, that far out, it was fantastic. You got ice in your blood because you made the big decision. You've become one of the most professional jockeys in the world, and I say that absolutely sincerely. Everybody talks about your professionalism now at 41 years of age, and you made a very professional decision in the last couple of weeks, and it's paid off.
Thanks, Eddie. Very kind words. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, superstar Mark Zahra. Well done, buddy.
啦，薛海華真係啊！過去呢3、4個禮拜咧，見佢不定啊捧杯而回，手風好順。咁啊，主持人都提到啊，又可以同到莫亞、麥杜朗，佢都自己即係視為即係攻守有道啊，揼咁行啊，一隊都係比較主要嘅對手嚟嘅。咁但隻馬就真係交到好表現，咁啊連續2屆贏到墨爾本杯，咁喺呢個春季嘉年華咧攞到好好表現啊！
佢啲主要對手全部輸晒俾佢今次，麥杜朗、莫亞、岳禮華，咁恭喜薛海華啦！
今年佢都提到啦，41歲㗎啦嚇，咁都喺騎師方面都仲有得爭下嘅嚇，即係同阿布文其實都即係差唔多同期啦，即係
體重都差唔多啊，大家都咁重啊。
布文話啱啱放完假，重咗幾磅。
係啊，都要減佢先係嘛。
好啦，跟住落。